time right now.
When the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, how Lord I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, yeah. When the saints go marching in, yeah, yeah, when the saints go marching in, our Lord, I want to be in that number. And when the saints go marching in, how when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, how Lord I want to be in that number. Hey, when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching. Ooh, yeah. Hey. All right.
Thank you.
Good morning, Suzanne. Thank
Good
you.
morning, Elliot and music team. Fabulous. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Suzanne Brown, and I'm a friend here at Unity. And we would like to welcome all the people watching us on Facebook and YouTube also, in addition to everyone in the congregation. And we have some old friends here. Yes, very good. Woo. So if I can help anybody in any way, please ask me after the service. I'm just here to serve. If you're here for your first time, we have a gift for you. So is anybody here for their first time? Like to raise their hand? Oh, well. In any event, we do have T-shirts, Unity T-shirts out front for sale. And we've got two colors. We have gray and purple. All right. Now, we invite you to check in on social media. Everyone who is watching from home, and everyone here today, if they could just silence your cell phones. Okay. And we have several announcements that are in our bulletin today. We still need volunteers. Vivian Merck is in charge of packing and moving, so if you'd like to help out, please email tampaunity@gmail.com. We're also implementing COVID guidelines still in the sanctuary. Please keep your mask on while you're inside. And we have a prayer team. If anybody would like prayer, you can contact Kathy or Linda, or by email, tampaunity@gmail.com. And on Wednesday nights, we're still doing our gathering. This past Wednesday, Michael performed and played for everybody. Yeah, very good. And Dave Troll leads a meditation and a conversation. And then Emma is our youth ministry director, and she has curriculum for children. So before we continue, I'd like to ask if there are any birthdays this week. Anybody with a birthday this week? Okay, well, maybe next time. In any event, I'd like to turn it over to Nancy now. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. You're welcome. How about we thank her for that? Hey, can I get a show of hands? We turned the heat on because it was freezing in here. Is anybody too warm now? Okay, if you do get too warm, will you give me the flash? Louise, thank you for our beautiful flowers. Look at these beautiful flowers. Thank you. Every time we come in, there's something new. You're like an elf. Just come running in here, you fix things up, you disappear, nobody even notices, and then on Sunday, it's like the big surprise. So thank you. And I want to welcome Bronwyn here today. It's nice to have her here. We haven't seen you in a while. It's great to see you. Thank you for that. And thanks to Michael for getting a hold of her. And Michael's been evangelizing for us and reaching out. Nicole. Hi, Nicole. It's good to see Nicole, too. Well, I'm glad to see everybody. I have a lot to say today. I know you're surprised. But Mandy, where are you? Mandy is going to sing for us today. You're in for a real treat. We've gotten to get a little preview. She's super talented and is singing a Dynamo song, so you're going to be great. Walt, it's nice to see you here today. Thank you for coming. And I didn't see that you came back in. I was scanning. But, okay, first thing, I want to update everybody on the move. So last week I gave you some ideas of time frames. We have new time frames. So I want to give you some new pieces of information. First thing is that we are expected to close around the 30th now on this property. The 30th of April, not March. Okay? So 30th of April, we expect to be able to close here. On May 2nd, we will have our last service here. Hey, good morning. Hi, Mary. Hi, Louis. Good to see you guys. So we'll have our last service on the 2nd. On the 4th, we're going to close. May 4th, we close on our new home. On May 6th and 7th, we're going to need all the help we can get to move and get things organized. Vivian will get the list of, we have another person who's written and wants to help. So we'll get with you on what you want, who you want where, okay? And I want you to all really I would just like to acknowledge Vivian for a moment, if you don't mind. She has done a tremendous job of coordinating our move. She has really done a tremendous job. I also want to thank Jeffrey and the board. They're doing a great job of getting us organized and ready to move, negotiating. There's a lot of work being done behind the scenes to negotiate all the details of this move, as you can imagine, but we have some mighty powerful people. So May 9th, mark it on your calendars, will be the first service at the new location. May 9th, okay? So we're almost there. We're almost there. Yeah, it's not for sure. It's our current, yes. Yes. Put it on a tentative calendar. Yeah. It is a moving target. But remember, it's not because we don't have the place sold. It's because we're coordinating people's financing and dates with them to move, us to move, everybody to move. So it's just a process, but I promise you we're moving. That much we know.
And I talked to Pastor Gomez.
Yes.
He welcomes us to come in after a Sunday. He said that would be fine for us to come go over for us.
So we can pick a date, maybe go. So Jeffrey just said that Pastor Gomez at the new location has said that we can come some Sunday after the service here and go over and scout it out. So if you want to see it, we'll coordinate a date that we can go, okay? All right, next thing I just want to say is thank you to the committee who has been working. Candace, there you are. Thank you to Candace. This woman worked all week on the banner we're creating. If you're a committee member and you've been helping with this Easter banner, Easter celebration project, would you stand? Where are my committee friends? Thank you. We have had multiple meetings. We are talking every day via email, and we're making progress. So thank you to the committee. We have a very special event planned for Easter. We have special music, special decorations. We have a photographer coming in to take pictures in the courtyard of anyone who would like their final pictures taken at this location. So we will have cake. We will have an Easter bunny. We will have an Easter egg hunt. So please, if you have family, children, grandchildren, bring them. It'll be a lovely day. And we have special music planned. Elliot will be leading some of us in a special choir event. So thank you for that. And Elliot, last but not least, do you want to talk about your workshop?
Sure. There's not too much of an update. Those of you who are on my list probably received an email. Well, you definitely received an email from me last week. Check your email if you didn't see it yet. But I sent you guys anything that you may need to know for the day of, a small list of things that you could bring. It's pretty much all optional, basically, as long as you know that it's here, 2 to 5 p.m. in the sanctuary is where we're going to do it, because we got plenty of room, and acoustically it's a little bit better in here. So I will say, I've got a couple people who would like to move from the workshop this Saturday to the one on the 10th. This is inevitably going to happen, right? It was
Of course.
The first class filled up, and now I got a couple people who it's going to work better for them to switch. So if you happen to be on the April 10th date, I've talked to a couple of you already. If you're someone who's signed up for April 10th and you're actually comfortable coming to the workshop this coming Saturday on the 27th, write me an email, let me know. I'll be messaging you all again probably just to try and see what I can do here. I'm trying to accommodate for everyone, you guys, so I'm doing my best. But
Unlike your normal behavior? He's accommodating all the time, in case you didn't know that.
No, but regardless, we're gonna have a great time. If there's anyone who kind of misses their opportunity to do it this time around, there will definitely be more. So, and I think, I apologize to Linda Reed. You're probably watching from home. I haven't written you back yet about the second workshop because I'm really not sure. I got to talk to Sam today. I think both classes are probably full at this point. So. Okay. So then,
Linda's in.
Linda's in. Linda's got a friend in it. I think Linda's already on the list. I think she was asking for a friend. So.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so I'm just working out the nitty-gritty with the folks who are participating, but we're so looking forward to it. And I think Michael has agreed to come around this Saturday too, right? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so I got my co-host.
Thank you.
That's about it, I think, for that.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. We're finally at a place where I think we could actually say our, our affirmation. What do we think about that? So let's join together. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. You know, we've had some very exciting weeks recently. A few weeks ago, Alan and Debbie were here, and we've seen new faces again, and we have plans and committees and activities, and I'm just super excited and grateful. All right, let me read today's daily word. It is forgiveness. It's on forgiveness. It says, I extend forgiveness to myself. Throughout my life, I have forgiven those who have hurt and disappointed me. In turn, I have been grateful when others extended understanding and forgiveness to me. Even though I've learned to be forgiving with others, I may still find it difficult to forgive myself for mistakes I've made, disappointments I have caused, and commitments I have broken. Today, I open my heart, and with love and compassion, I forgive myself. I remind myself that everyone makes mistakes and deserves understanding and forgiveness, even me. I remember how the prodigal son's father received him with joy when he came home. This joy is mine when I let go of self-condemnation and finally come home to myself. And from Luke 15, it says, but while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran and put his arms around him and kissed him. All right. Good messages for us today. And now, sir, it is you leading us to try walking on water.
That's right. We're going to take it away.
All right, you know what
Let's
time it is,
stand up,
guys?
y'all. Come on, there's no hiding anymore. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2. We've been singing this song all month, and it's starting to sound pretty good. So we're going to do it again this morning. Yeah, we walk upon the water. We walk upon the water now. We believe we can be free, free from the thoughts that would hold us down. Now we can change and rearrange. Hear Spirit's voice calling us from the sound. We walk upon the water. Yeah, yeah. We walk upon the water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We walk upon the water right now, and we walk upon the water now. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for standing and singing it with us. We love that energy this morning. Oh, my goodness. What's up, Emma?
Thanks, Elliot. Good morning. We have a few announcements. Like Reverend Nancy mentioned, we are having our Easter egg hunt on Easter, which is April 4th. So if anybody is willing to bring in any candies for us, individually wrapped, of course, and preferably with no, like, peanuts because of allergies. But I think we have a lot of eggs left over from last year. But if you see any, you could also bring those. We have a ton of baskets. We do not need baskets. We also need somebody who wants to be friends with the Easter Bunny, preferably someone who is tall. And our friend Candace took the Easter Bunny to the groomers this week, so he's nice and clean. So thank you to Candace. So if anybody is willing, the photos with the Easter Bunny will be inside, so the friend of the Easter Bunny will not sweat, but it would be great if anyone wants to volunteer. So today's lesson is already posted on our website. It's unitytampa.org, and then it's /youth-family-ministry. And I also posted that link in the comments of the Facebook Live. So you can click on it, and there's the story we're reading, and the craft we're doing is already on there. And that story is The Legend of the Sand Dollar by Chris Auer. And this story reminds us that God is with us no matter what, and that the Spirit of God is within. So now we will go over there, and my friend Zayden, I'm so happy to see him, and he brought 5 dinosaurs, which I'm very excited about. So we're going to go play.
1, 2, 3, 4. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Yeah, clap along if you feel happiness is the truth. 'Cause clap along if you know what happiness means to you. Yeah, yeah. Just clap along if you feel that that's what you ought to do. I thank you.
It's back on. That'll be better. All right, we have 3 good news stories to share. I like them all, and I want to thank Bobby Lopez and Kathy Johnson for these. Thank you for always supplying me with awesome stories. So this first one, this is about a woman who started an Adopt a Grandparent program. So she's a balloon artist. Her name is Lenore Ryan, and memories of her father have motivated her to bring joy to 57 senior centers at Discovery Village in Boynton Beach. She learned of a nationwide program in which balloon artists create buddies for seniors. And if individuals or groups donate $20, then that will sponsor a buddy, a balloon buddy, and the artist designs and creates the balloons and then delivers them to seniors. For Lenore, it's a very personal journey and story because her father was hospitalized this past summer and was put into a long-term facility. And as a result, she didn't get to see him for 16 weeks and could not FaceTime with him because he was on a ventilator, and he ended up passing alone. And it was really troubling to her. She said, I knew he was lonely. He was very social, and it makes me think about all of the other people who are alone and may not be able to see family and friends. So the assisted living administrator at one of the locations where she's helped said our residents have been isolated in this building for a long time, and they've also been isolated in their rooms alone. Having something like this is so kind and awesome. The ladies who received them were beaming with excitement. They named them and began playing with these balloon buddies as though they were dolls. And so she's doing great things, and it's something simple. So if you feel inspired and you want to look them up, you can look her up, Lenore Ryan, and their balloon buddies. All right, Mary Jo and Jimmy Monbaron are owners of Sandy Feet Mobile Kayak Rentals in Clearwater. And while their business offers customized kayak trips and tours, they are also working on their own time with the city of Clearwater to clean up our local waterways. So Jimmy said, we donate our kayaks and bring everything to them. We go out with the volunteers. We try to collect the garbage to keep our waterways clean. On their last cleanup on Lake Bellevue, volunteers collected almost 500 pounds of trash. And by the way, that is easy to do. Jeffrey and I have been out with Melody on those pickups, and I will tell you, it's easy to pull a couple of 100 pounds of garbage when you go out there. So it's important to help keep everything clean. He added there are a lot of people out there who want to help keep the waters clean, but they don't have the life vests or the kayaks or the means, and it's expensive to buy those things, so we're happy to help. And last is our story about a program called Live, Love, St. Pete, which makes donations to local nonprofits from their t-shirt sales. The phrase on the t-shirt is Live, Love, St. Pete, and it's Melody Proud designed and created it. She and her husband are founders of this nonprofit, and the goal is to give back to underserved children who are hungry in Pinellas County. Now, you may not know this, but there are more than 7,000 children who are going without food because of schools. If they aren't fed in school, they are not getting enough food. And there are more than 36,000 people in Pinellas County who are hungry. And there's what they are doing is they are selling t-shirts, taking that money and donating it. And they noticed it all when they saw how many people at Thanksgiving showed up for food and realized this can't just be on Thanksgiving Day. Maybe we need to pay attention. So they are making their first donation for $1,170 to a nonprofit called The Kind Mouse, which feeds the children that are in need. And believe it or not, $1,170 will provide 200 meals. So that's pretty awesome. So another thing we can eventually do is start looking at where we can be useful, and who knows, maybe we'll start a food program in our new location and try to help our community. So with that said, how about we get ready to meditate and go into that special time where we can just commune, relax, center ourselves. And as you just listen to the words of this beautiful song they're about to sing, I just want you to think about the meaning to your own life.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Sanctuary for you.
Such a beautiful song, beautiful message, a great reminder that each of us is a sanctuary for good. So as we just take a couple of deep breaths now, relax our bodies and our minds. Just listen to these words, take in what is right for you. Today is a day for new beginnings. It is a chance to refresh my life and transform my thoughts. As I navigate this day and the days ahead, I envision the light within rising to enlighten me. That beautiful divine light. Whenever the shadows of darkness come over me, I simply need to search within to connect with divine consciousness, knowing that through that connection, I am able to receive whatever guidance is needed in the moment. It is through that consciousness that I can experience a deeper spiritual awareness. In that sanctuary, in that safe place within me, where the noise of the world outside no longer matters. As I become more enlightened, I can make whatever adjustments are needed to live as my authentic self without fear. Steadily, consistently, moving towards a life of freedom to be the person I am meant to be without concern for the opinions of other people. It is through prayer that I can plant those seeds of positive expectations for myself and for others. And in doing so, I create an environment where my highest good will always prevail. Planting new seeds creates excitement for what awaits me, and I pay close attention to observing my blessings as they multiply and multiply and multiply. I trust my inner light to lead the way and express gratitude for the gift of positive expectations, which is the birthright of every one of us. I rest now in the silence, knowing that whatever is mine to do is now coming forth in consciousness. as we just take another deep breath and feel that centering, that peace, that space. Gently bringing ourselves back to this moment in time, knowing that whatever we are meant to hear and learn together and share on this day will be naturally revealed to us. So last week we talked about emotional baggage. And this week we're talking about the rising light within. Now, we've all experienced darkness. Raise your hand if you've never experienced a dark moment in your life. Exactly. We have all had experience with this. And when we're in those moments, it feels like our life is spinning out of control. In those darkest moments, life feels like it is just spinning out of control. And that darkness is brought on by a variety of things. Situations in our life, relationships in our life, circumstances outside of us. And often, it is our fear and the fact that we are afraid to share the depth of our pain with other people to be comforted because we're worried other people will judge us. But the truth is, if we're honest with ourselves, we are the judgers. We do more self-judgment than most people provide for us. We're the ones who are hardest on ourselves. We're the ones who are always finding fault in those things that we do. And we are the ones who often cause the most pain by the emphasis we place in what other people's opinions are or by the self-condemnation we create. Now, challenging circumstances and our constant need to get approval from others are the catalysts that cause us the most emotional damage and can put us into chaos. And while we all know it's perfect to have these human reactions, right? It's normal. We're going to have human reactions. But we cannot spiritually evolve when our focus becomes on what everyone else thinks is right, what the world thinks is right for us, what other people's desires for us when they become more important than our desires for ourselves. We simply cannot manage. And it is in those moments that we need to have the strength and the wisdom to be able to go within and seek the illumination that automatically comes from listening to our inner world and not our outer world. We've probably all heard the saying that life is not determined by what surrounds us, but rather by what lives within us. The question is, what is living within us? What is preventing us from keeping that light burning on a day-to-day basis? Because nothing we experience is ever permanent. Think about that for a minute. How many of us remember the first time we were rejected by someone, or the first time we were dumped? Okay? First breakup, first rejection in life, business, whatever. How many of us remember thinking, oh my gosh, I will never live through this? But we did. We did. So nothing is ever permanent. Nothing we ever experience. Did we imagine back then that we would rise up from the worst things we've ever faced? Of course not. In the moment, probably not. We might have had a lot of head talk going on, but I guarantee our heart was not with us in that belief. But the danger is when we start to assign any level of permanence to anything we are experiencing. That is where it all goes wrong. Instead of seeing it as a moment, as a year, as a month, as whatever it is, we put all this dread into how dark it can be. But the light is always on. You know, we joke about it, Jeffrey and I, but it's like the Motel 6 commercial. The light's always on, right? It's always on. We just have to look for it. And yes, it might be dimmer. We may not see it when we need it the most, but it's always there. From a place of truth, we have to get to a place where we understand that nothing we face cannot be overcome. We can let go of our fears. We can face whatever we need to. And the more that we experience, the more we grow. We need all of these things that happen to us to help us grow, but we don't need to continue on in the darkness. We can't get to the place where we're stuck by the circumstances that surround us because it becomes like quicksand. And you've all seen the pictures of quicksand. We may not have ever all experienced quicksand, but the minute you put your foot in, you're going down. You're going down. It's the abyss. And you're never coming out. Just gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and we can barely pull ourselves up. But it's our inner world and not our outer world that needs our attention. Our inner light. You know, the late Reverend Tom Costa had this great saying. It's probably one of my favorite, and I keep reminding myself of it over the years. But he said this: "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I do not have to build a condominium there." Isn't that great? So yes, we're going to walk through dark times, but we don't have to live there. We don't have to stay there. We don't have to plant roots there. It isn't permanent. We can experience our pain and suffering, but we do not have to stay in it. And sometimes it's very difficult for us to make sense of our lives, right? It doesn't make any sense. Why is this happening to me? How am I going to deal with this? But most of us would be okay if we just didn't ask everybody else. Because it's when we invite everybody else into the drama, we're already experienced that they start to add to the drama we have. Oh, well, that happened to me. Oh, well, let me tell you what happened to my friend. All that stuff just adds to our pain. It's okay for us to ask for feedback. Let me be clear about that. If we want to bounce things off people, it is okay to ask for feedback and to process our thoughts. But do not place more emphasis in what is being said to you than what you feel within you. None of us find any pleasure in disruptions in the life force. None of us. But if we can push ourselves outside our comfort zone, we will grow the most by doing that. Because as soon as the life force interrupts us and we push ourselves to that place of discomfort, we're going to learn new things. We're going to make changes that we wouldn't otherwise make. How many people in the last year with the pandemic made changes in their life by being forced to do that? How many people? All of us had to make some level of change in our life and stand outside our comfort zone. All of us had to push through that. I couldn't even imagine what life was going to be like all on Zoom. I couldn't even imagine it. How was everything we did? How would I go from those 80 flights a year after decades of doing this to staring at the screen without people in my presence. I'm a people person. I know that doesn't come off in my behavior. But I'm just saying, I am a people person, and I need that. I need that connection to other people. Light is one of the most universal symbols in every single religion. Light. Just the word light. So, light refers to the divinity within every person, and it's light that is supposed to lead the way and illuminate the path. And of course, in Christianity, you all know Jesus spoke of the light constantly. Matthew, he said, let your light shine before others. Not just let your light shine for you, let it shine before others. We were meant to share our light. And in that passage, he explained that a lamp was intended to give light to everything around it. But he also said that human beings were meant to bring light to people around them, not just to themselves in their own life. He taught that when we let others see our light, we allow them to see that divinity within us, that God within each of us. And when we look for the light in other people, we see their good. So if we don't want people to see our flaws, we should not be looking at everyone else's. Look for the light. And the best way to see it is look into somebody's eyes, because that's where the light lives. Their heart shines through their eyes. There are a couple of other religious views I want to share. One of them is one of my favorites, as I always share with you, Buddhism. And the word light simply means wisdom in Buddhism. And in Judaism, light is a sign of God's Spirit and a guiding force. And light represents hope and joy. But just knowing that light is there is not enough. We have to actually do something with it. So if we're not attuned to it and we know it's there, we're not going to ever trust our inner urgings. We always get inner urgings. We all do. But sometimes our intellect overrides what we think are inner urgings, and we can't tell the difference between what's coming from our intellect and what's coming from our inner self, that inner wisdom. Oprah Winfrey once said that every right decision I've ever made has come from my gut. And every wrong decision I've ever made came from me not listening to my greater voice. And while we get those instincts, the thing that we have to learn is how to distinguish between them. And I'm going to tell you it's simple. If you are receiving divine wisdom, divine light, inner guidance, you have only to take action. There is no need for you to think, to analyze, to evaluate, to make any decisions. It is inner guidance, and it says act. Do something. If you have to analyze and massage it, talk yourself into it, think about it, you can be sure that it is not inner wisdom. Because that's your intellect trying to decide all things. All we have to do is listen. But the key is we have to take action in a timely way. So if you keep getting the same urging year after year after year after year after year, and you don't do anything with it, what is the point of being guided? We all know how often these things come to us. But if we build the habit of paying attention to the signs, life will become simpler because we become enlightened. And when we're all enlightened, it's just a matter of floating into life and navigating, trusting that we will always prevail. We're always going to get through that darkness. The only voice to listen to is the light within. And get out of our own way so we can rise up to that place. Now, I have an incredible story I want to share with you today. It made me cry yesterday, so I'm going to not be, I won't do that today. So many of you know who Tyler Perry is, right? He gave life to the character Medea in a lot of comedies. And he was starred in a show called The House of Pain that was on for like 8 years in a row. But I'm sure most of you don't know what I read about him. He experienced tremendous emotional and physical abuse as a child. So bad that he tried to kill himself as a child. He attempted suicide hoping to escape his painful life. The only peace he ever had, the only refuge he ever had, was when his mom would take him to church. And he felt some kind of peace that allowed him to be at church and feel like everything could be okay. At 16, he began to share the truth of what he was going through, the painful experiences. And he didn't complete high school, but he eventually went on to get a GED. In his early 20s, he happened to see an Oprah Winfrey episode that talked about how therapeutic it was to write letters to yourself regarding your emotional pain. So he did. Early 20s, starts writing letters to himself. Those letters became the foundation for a musical that he wrote. And the musical was called I Know I Have Been Changed. He put all the money he could earn from odd jobs into the show, and it failed miserably. The run lasted only one weekend. 30 people came to watch. He couldn't keep doing it without earning more money, so he just got more work and kept running the show. He slept in his car. 6 years he built that show. 6 years he kept trying, and 6 years, after 6 years, the show became a success. He's gone on to become have an extremely successful career as a director, a writer, an actor. And in 2011, he was named Forbes' highest paid man in entertainment, having earned $130 million in 1 year, and he is now worth $800 million. He reached deep into his soul to get through the darkness, to find a way out. And eventually that light within rose bright enough to shine so that he could find a way. And every day since, those divine inspirations keep coming. And he keeps bringing his best game to the world and shining his light on the rest of us. Each of us is in charge of the level of importance we assign to any one of these dark moments in our life. How big of a deal are we going to make it? Versus how much can we overcome by seeing it as lifting us up to the next place in life. I want to share some takeaways with you today. The rising light within can only shine if we focus first on recognizing there is only one voice to listen to. When answers are needed, we need to go within. We need to seek divine solutions. Number 2, follow that inner guidance. Take action. Trust what is happening and do something with it to help yourself. And number 3 is to remember that light is a sign of God's Spirit and guiding force. Let your light shine on the world and illuminate the way for everyone. Our affirmation today is, I allow my divine light to lead the way. And I want to close with an awesome quote from Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. She said this: "People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out. But when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is a light from within." So let's pause for a moment and take this in. So we just take this moment to reflect upon the importance of allowing our divine light to shine brightly. Bright enough that it leads the way for us, bright enough that others can feel it in their dark times. Bright enough that we look for the good in everyone. Bright enough that we can get ourselves out of what seems like the abyss at any time by listening to our inner wisdom and not the outer wisdom. We acknowledge that light. We give thanks for all the blessings in our life. And we trust that we will always rise above. Amen. If you're in need of personal prayer, we have many ways to support you. We have a wonderful group of chaplains, and of course, Jeffrey and I also pray with the list that the chaplains and we have. So if you need us, please reach out. If you know someone in need that we need to help, please reach out. And now, enough of me. I am so honored to introduce Mandy today. She is going to be singing a beautiful song that, in fact, the words of the song are what prompted me to write today's talk, not the other way around. And I read the words and I was so inspired, and I had a few minutes to speak to her before and to hear her, and all I can say is you're in for a really lovely treat, and thank you. We're very grateful to you today.
Held my hand out and asked for something free. I got pride I could roll out for miles in front of me. But I don't need your help, I don't need sympathy. I don't need you to lower the bar for me. I know I'm superwoman, I know I'm strong. I know I got this 'cause I've had it all along. I'm phenomenal, I'm enough, and I don't need you to tell me who to be. Can someone just hold me? Don't fix me, don't try to change a thing. Can someone just know me? 'Cause underneath I'm broken and it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm broken and it's beautiful. The ocean, turn water into wine, but we bury our emotion, pretend that we're just fine. The only way to live now is to know you're gonna fly. Don't listen to the liars and the lies. I know I'm superwoman, I know I'm strong. I know I've got this 'cause I've had it all along. I'm phenomenal and I'm enough. I don't need you to tell me who to be. Can someone just hold me? Don't fix me, don't try to change a thing. Can someone just know me? 'Cause underneath I'm broken and it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm broken and it's beautiful. I'm broken and it's beautiful. Just be tired without piling on, sad and scared and out of time. Thank y'all so much, really. Yeah. It's my first time singing back in church since I was like a kid, and and it's wild, but it's really special to me, and it's really really valuable for me to be able to affirm things like our inherent strength and value in ways that I never did in my church growing up. And I just want y'all to know I really appreciate this and being able to share that with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy. Thank you so much for sharing your talent with us. So Mandy approached me and talked about wanting to do a song, and it was just perfect because it's like I had put my intention out that I wanted to have more people from our community step up and join the music, right? There's so much to be expressed. It's just lovely. So thank you so much, Mandy.
Yeah,
We're gonna probably do
beautiful.
more with Mandy soon. So if you guys give us your feedback on that. If you guys would
Yes.
like to hear her sing some more with the band.
Look, Mandy, all I can say, nothing broken about you. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. I really mean that. We're very blessed, and we're blessed that Elliot does not have a big enough ego that he doesn't allow other people to shine. So I just want to thank you for that because he's always championing other people, and I think that is important. It's part of who we are. So this is the time when we want to thank you for your contributions, for your support, for your volunteering of your time, your talents, and your treasures. And I would just ask that you just join me in saying our affirmation: divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Thank you, God. I am so blessed. And with that said, I'm turning it back over. Is Michael singing this next song, or are you? Michael? Nice.
Yeah.
Michael wrote a song called Be Like the Mountain.
That's right. Some of you guys that were there on Wednesday got a little sneak preview of this one. So here we go. We got Alvon up to speed now. We're going to bring it to you all.
I wanna be like the mountain, not blow with the wind. I wanna be like the mountain, without bow, break or bend. I wanna be like the mountain, tend. Emotions run my life, so it's hard to say the course. I'm too easy on myself, but then I use too much force. I wanna be like the mountain, not blow with the wind. I wanna be like the mountain, not bow, break or bend. I wanna be like the mountain, I'm good at setting goals, but I never reach the mark. Sometimes my mood is light, but then soon it gets real dark. I wanna be like the mountain and not blow with the wind. I wanna be like the mountain without bow, break or bend. I wanna be like the mountain, for you my friend. I want to be a friend that you can depend upon. Not one that's there for you, but then the next thing I'm gone. I wanna be like the mountain,
Hey, thanks, y'all. Thanks so very much. Michael and I got together and worked on a couple of his songs this week, and we've got like so much original music that we're going to bring you guys soon that we have cooking, and it's really exciting. Honestly, it's really exciting. Yes, that's right. It's wonderful to, be moving into our new home, have so many familiar faces coming back around to the church, and it's just wonderful I feel like this original music and a lot of the stuff that Michael has been writing, it just adds to this lovely energy that we're building here at Unity of Tampa, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
It's really, really cool stuff. So we got some plans in store for more of that. But I believe that's it. It's time to stand. We'll sing our peace song and say the prayer for protection. Let there be peace on earth, appear it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let there begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally.
And now let's join together in our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. Thank you all for being here today. God bless you. Have a wonderful week.
Might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Like a hot air balloon, I can go to space. With the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm clapping along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I clap along if you feel happiness is the truth. Because I clap along if you know what happiness means to you. Yeah, yeah. Clap along if you feel it. That's what you ought to do. Here goes bad news, talking this and that. Yeah, give me all you got, don't hold it back. Yeah, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine.
guys. Thanks, y'all.
Let's do that again.